Hello everyone. First off, I hope this video finds you all well and that each of you had a summer worthy of the books. I hope you got to make unforgettable memories with your loved ones, and I just sincerely hope you feel like you have a lot to be thankful for, because I know I for sure have to remind myself of that from time to time. And if I'm sounding a little pensive, I guess that's because, yeah, I am feeling a little sad now that summer is over. As many of you know, I am a professor, which means after 3 months of being off, work is gearing back up, and soon the semester will start and we will be off to the races once more. So that being said, the past few weeks have been stressful with prepping for new courses on top of working on ongoing research projects and grants that I'm trying to get ahead of before teaching starts to cut into my research time. So suffice to say, I've been a little strung out as of late, trying to get all of my ducks in order. And that work stress has trickled into other areas of my life, including how I'm feeling about my collection of very frivolous things, like the need to organize my workspace and my work files has trickled over into the need to simplify my closet and my bag collection. And I think we are all somewhat aware of the negative mental and emotional effects clutter can lead to. And while I definitely don't have like a hoarder level clutter situation, I can feel myself starting to get a little overwhelmed when I see the amount of things I have amassed over the years. And it didn't help that, yes, my bag collection did grow once more after coming back from Europe. So to help take my mind off work, I have decided to undergo a pretty aggressive wardrobe/purse purging session, and everything is going well. I'm feeling pretty good about what I've decided to keep as well as what I've decided is time to let go. But then I came across this bag, my mini DIOR book tote, and this has me all sorts of conflicted. So I just wanted to jump on here and ask your opinion. In light of everything going on in luxury at the moment, what would you do if you currently own the DIOR book tote? Welcome or welcome back to A Briefcase of Luxury, a place where we love to chat about all things related to life, learning, and luxury. As a business professor by day and luxe lover by night, I would love to grow this channel so we can all continue on our journey towards more mindful consumption. So thank you so much for clicking on this video. Now, before I jump into my utterly first world level problem with my DIOR book tote, since we are on the topic of stress, I wanted to let you know what else I've been up to and some of my health goals for the next few weeks, because stress, no matter the source, whether it's work, family, finances, or bags if you're like me, stress can take a toll on your body in terms of how well you function and how well you sleep and just your overall well-being and quality of life. Like I consider myself a healthy person. I work out 5 to 6 days a week. I have a very stable diet because I rarely eat out. Overall, I would say I take care of my health more than most my age. The areas that I do suffer from, however, is if I'm not working out or if I'm not working outside in my garden, I am very sedentary. I sit in front of a screen all day, all night. Everything I do revolves around a computer screen, teaching, research, all of it, and now add YouTube video editing on the weekends. But with the amount of added stress I've been under, I feel like my mind can't shut down, and it's definitely taken a toll on like my quality of sleep, for instance. Like I started using various sleep aids around a year ago, and on top of that, my body just isn't recovering from workouts the way it used to. And I figured I'm not getting any younger. The stress isn't going to get more manageable as I continue to become more senior at work. My metabolism, sure as heck fire, isn't de-aging. I don't sleep like a baby without a care in the world. And so maybe now is the time to get a little bit more serious about my overall well-being. And I'm so excited to see what secrets this little guy is going to reveal to me over the next few weeks. So this is called the Ringair, and it is a smart ring by the company ultrahuman, and it monitors your sleep, movement, and recovery. Now, I've definitely seen a growing trend in wearable tech over the past few years, and when it comes to smart rings, there are several dominant companies in this space, ultrahuman being among them. But let's be real, at the end of the day, I'm a jewelry, not a gadget gal, and I think ultrahuman has taken a very smart stance in how they've positioned themselves. And I'll get to that here in a minute, but I just wanted to show you my Ringair. This one is in the Bionic gold finish and in a size 5. Now, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be tracking my cardio health, my productivity in terms of my circadian rhythm, my optimum times for caffeine and vitamin D intake, my movement and caloric burn, my sleep cycle, my stress and recovery rate. And as a woman, it can even track my ovulation cycle. I know there are other smart rings that are also expanding into a women's market, but here's what I've noticed that Ringair is better in my opinion. Now, the first package I received consisted of a free ring sizing kit. And inside you have a sample of all of the different metal finishes that they offer. And let's talk about ring sizes, because a lot of these smart rings actually don't offer one small enough for my fingers. So Ringair is the only one that currently on the market offers a size 5. Like that's a big deal for me, because I legit can't use any other brand, even if I wanted to. Plus they are the only company that offers all of their different finishes for the same price. Like if I wanted to pick a gold finish with some of these other smart rings, I'd have to pay a premium. And I must say, this definitely looks like a statement piece of jewelry and not a wearable gadget. P.S. Ringair, if you are watching, I would highly recommend that you add rose gold to your lineup as well. I think girls would go nuts for a nice chunky rose gold ring. Oh my gosh, can you imagine a rose gold celestial ring with like little star diamond accents all over? I'd lose my mind over something like that. And so once you order your actual ring size and your ring finish, this is the box that the ring actually comes in. I think for me, the most important thing is that the Ringair is one of the only smart rings that doesn't require you to buy a monthly subscription to access the functions of the ring. Because as someone who's not a hardcore tech person, I'm not the type who would be willing to pay for an ongoing subscription on something like that. Plus, you do also get free access to performance coaches and digital fitness content on the ultrahuman app. So there's just so much from a competitive standpoint that I like about this company so far. I have more info in my description box. And so especially to my ladies out there who struggle to find a wearable gadget that's the right mix of fashion accessory and tech, I highly recommend you check Ringair out. In the meantime, I am so excited to get a sense of my overall health, and I can't wait to update you again in a few weeks. So while that takes care of my overall health, let's go back to the mini DIOR book tote and the stress this has currently inflicted on my mental and financial well-being. Like, what would you do? Would you keep it or cut it? I don't mean like literally slash it or trash it or anything like that, but would you let it go? Also, how many of you have owned the DIOR mini book tote in the past and have since sold it? Or do you still currently own one and you are also trying to figure out what to do with it? And here's my dilemma. I paid a lot for this bag and I have yet to use it. It would be another issue if this was a well-loved, well-used bag, but it's about to be fall and it's been about a year of owning this bag and she has yet to leave the house. Like, I had all these grand ideas about going on a beach vacation with her, but that just never happened. And to add insult to injury, this specific bag style has now been replaced by a new and improved 2.0 version with rolled handles and a detachable shoulder strap, which has completely affected the resale value of this older model. And granted, I did buy it for a couple of $100s under retail. That still hurts, because literally like days or weeks after I bought this, DIOR released the new version, and immediately, like, whatever joy and excitement I felt from finally pulling the trigger on this bag, it just kind of got wiped out. I mean, I had finally convinced myself that I liked this enough to deal with all of its flaws, right? Like the fact that it's a handheld only bag, it's made of canvas, it's teeny tiny, there's no feet, there's no closure, there's no lining, etc. You get it, right? Like, I had convinced myself that despite all of its flaws, I still thought it was going to be worth it. Now, the new and improved version, while it didn't address all of its flaws, it did address some of the major ones, right? Plus, the new version actually retails for less than the original mini book tote, which meant the new version didn't cost a whole lot more than what I paid for this old one. So talk about knife to the heart. And if those two issues weren't bad enough, we cannot not talk about the recent DIOR allegations and how it is quite likely that the bag in question may be something similar to a DIOR book tote. I say quite likely only because of all the bags that DIOR makes. I can see this being like the cheapest in terms of a manufacturing perspective. So it's no secret that these bags have been notorious for quality issues, right? From the yellowing of the glue to color and ink leakages to loose threads, etc. And as much as we want to romanticize the notion that this beautiful toile de jouy design was lovingly hand embroidered, it's not. And while we don't know for sure what bags were manufactured with those subcontractors, let's just say I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out to be one of these book totes. And in light of these allegations, I feel people are a little sensitive when it comes to talking about DIOR, about buying DIOR, even wearing the DIOR products that they already own. And plus, it's terrible timing with DIOR's new Miss DIOR collection. Like, talk about fuel to the fire, as if that collection wasn't tacky enough on its own. Like, I'm sorry, but that was just a giant miss for me. I try not to be overly negative because at the end of the day, that was someone's baby. Someone lovingly designed that collection, but I just can't. I can't think of one thing I like about those book totes. Like, those just scream knockoff on its own. But I guess on the bright side, it does highlight how much I actually do love the original book tote designs. So put all those issues together, I'm at a loss on what to do with this bag, because if I sold it now, I would be taking a major loss on a bag I've never worn. And let's say I decide to say, screw it, I'm just going to start wearing it today. One, it just doesn't feel weather appropriate, and two, it doesn't feel socially appropriate, let alone it having DIOR plastered on one side when we are deep in the quiet luxury era. The connotations for this brand has just shifted so quickly, it's fascinating. And maybe I'm just overreacting. It feels like I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. So let's say I decide to keep it. It's not the most bulkiest of bags and it really doesn't take up a whole lot of room. And even if I decide not to use it, remove the social commentary around the brand, objectively, I do love the toile de jouy print. And even when I bought it, I recognized that I bought it more to brighten up my wardrobe as a statement piece rather than a usable everyday bag. But then I get to thinking what I could possibly do with the potential money, even at a loss, and can I make that money work for me over time to make up that loss? Now, I did the math. At about 6% interest, it would take me 12 years adjusted for inflation to make up that loss. Like, that is so depressing to think about. So what would you do? Would you cut your losses with this bag now and just let it go, knowing that the pre-loved prices of these have tanked and my guess will continue to tank in the near future? Or do I hold on to it, wait it out until the market improves, or just say screw it, keep it as a piece of closet art? I guess a second version of screw it would be just to use it. Social implications and outrage be damned. Like, what would you do and why? Like, let me know down in the comments below. Again, talk about first world problems, right? But I just feel like it's a fitting topic to talk about because it seems like a lot of us are frustrated with luxury brands at the moment. And you're starting to see this affect even the pre-loved market, for better or for worse, because it signals that it's not just about the price. It's about the reputation of the brand, that even if you can buy it for under retail, you may still be less inclined to because of its current social connotation. So that's just super interesting to see. Now, I haven't made up my mind on what to do just yet, but I'm also not going to lose sleep over it. But I'll let this ring be the judge of that. Now, if you've made it to the end, thank you so much for sticking around. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope to see you back in the future. So until next time.